How's it going, guys? It's your retro future boy Ricky Summer here, and today I've come back in time to talk about PvP in Fallout 76. Alright, so I see a lot of people talking about the potential for griefing in Fallout 76 PvP, and yeah, they're absolutely right. Whenever there's an open PvP system, there's gonna be griefing. There's no two ways about it. But I think they're attacking it from the wrong angle here. So first and foremost, I see this narrative being spun in the Bethesda YouTube channels that everyone who wants the classic, you know, open world RPG Bethesda experience is anti-multiplayer and anti-PvP, and they're trying to placate people by saying, don't worry, they're probably going to do this, Bethesda have said that, and PvP isn't going to get in the way. First and foremost, that is not necessarily the case. You know, people who want or have liked the single player experience in the past doesn't mean that they don't enjoy multiplayer. It doesn't mean that they won't enjoy PvP. Take me, for example, I'm very much in that camp of I wish that this was, you know, the next New Vegas, essentially, but I still like the concept of multiplayer, and if done right, PvP can be fun, and I'm actually really interested in, you know, PvP in general as a concept. I just don't think it's done very well more often than not. In fact, I don't play a lot of multiplayer games, not because I don't like multiplayer, but because in my opinion, the majority of the multiplayer games out there are just terrible. They're not handled in a way that satisfies me personally. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, let us remember that we're all different and we all have different tastes and opinions and whatnot, and we don't fit into nice little neat categories necessarily. Listen, people are talking about, hey, how do you fix griefing? Well, they can do that, they can do this. Bethesda have said that you can't loot other players. There's no reward for killing a player. Why bother putting PvP in there then? And I'd like to just slip in here. Let's remind ourselves that Bethesda have stayed mostly tight-lipped on exactly how PvP is going to work. So we don't know 100% how it's going to play out, but I believe it has been confirmed that you cannot loot other players, and they've said, yeah, I'm pretty sure they've said there's very little or no reward in killing a player. And they've said that if you don't want to engage in PvP, you don't have to, but they haven't told us exactly how that plays out just yet. So from all that, and more so from what people are saying of, oh yeah, don't worry, it's not going to be a grief fest, or how do we fix griefing, this and that. With all these suggestions that they're giving, just take PvP out of the game, dude. Like, what's the point of it even being in there? If you make Fallout 76 a purely co-op open world survival game, I think people would be really into that, and I think a lot of people would be less mad about the game. Now, that being said, I kind of don't want them to do that. What I personally want them to do is to make PvP fun, right? So I kind of hate open world survival games like Ark and whatnot. Listen, I stopped playing Ark, and I can't stand Ark for a multitude of reasons, varying reasons, but one of the reasons I stopped playing is I just couldn't get a foothold anywhere. It's boring as batshit playing single player, and playing multiplayer, getting on a public server, I just couldn't get a foothold. I spawn in and there's bases everywhere. Everywhere I go, I can't build because I'll be in danger, or I just get killed by people who are already established. Yeah, listen, I'm sure you're familiar with this experience, right? So, in Fallout 76, I believe it's been confirmed that you can't build in the area immediately surrounding the vault. Alright, that's fine. Presumably, I don't know about this, I haven't seen any confirmation of this, but presumably there's no PvP in that area as well. If they do that, if they disable PvP in that no build zone around the vault, okay, good on you. There won't be spawn camping. Well, spawn camping will be lessened, right? Alright, that's fine. Then you've got the concept of being able to pick up your base essentially and move it somewhere else. That's already fantastic if you ask me. And I don't want to come across as like I'm defending Fallout 76 here. I'm just trying to be honest here, and I've done a little bit of a 180, maybe not a full 180, maybe like a 120. blaze it? No, that's... I'm interested, but I'm in the wait and see camp right now. I'm having fun speculating here, so I'm just throwing around ideas. But look, so you've got essentially a safe area around the vault and the ability to pick up your base and move it, so you can't just keep getting sieged and grief like that. I think for the most part, that's kind of like all you need to do. Let me hit you with this. All right, look, you can't stop the griefers. If you include PvP, there's open PvP, I mean, and I'm not talking about like, you know, you go up to someone and you challenge them and say, hey, do you want to fight me? No, you can't grief that system, because you can just say no, dude, right? But if there's open PvP, like it seems like there might be, and like I kind of hope that there is. If there's open PvP, you're gonna have griefers. So you have two options. You either try and prevent the griefers, and then it's just like DRM. They're gonna grief anyway, dude, because I think a lot of developers, a lot of people are stuck in this mindset that if there's no reward, no incentive for the griefers, they'll stop griefing. No, dude. The incentive for the griefers is that they're upsetting you. They love those saltiness of the tears. That's what it's all about, right? And I can appreciate that. I can understand that, even though I myself am not a griefer, and have fallen prey to their antics in the past and become salty over it. Look, I can appreciate that they like the cutthroat, you know, tear-inducing nature of it. That's all right. So you're going to end up with this system, the way people are talking, you know, disincentivize PvP, this and that. You're going to end up with a system where griefers still get exactly what they want. The ability to kill you and make you upset. And everyone else who otherwise might have enjoyed a little bit of light PvP here and there, now they have zero incentive to engage in it. So why not just take out PvP? Do you see what I'm saying? Am I making myself clear? Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of what I'm saying here? Am I making sense? That's like DRM. You're just punishing the paying customers as opposed to the people trying to abuse the system. There's a crack out day one anyway, so people pirating the game, they're still going to pirate the game. It's still out there. So what's the point of the DRM? What's the point of trying to clamp down on the griefers if all you're hurting is the experience of the non-griefers? I would much rather actually have some incentive for killing other players, but make it a risk-reward kind of situation, right? Listen, I don't think any game has a perfect PvP system, but in my opinion, the closest any game has ever come is EVE Online. So I'm gonna simplify the system here, so for those of you who aren't familiar with it, because there are nuances, it's quite a complex game, but essentially you've got HiSec, which is the area of inhabited space where the main empires exist and whatnot, and you can happily live within in HiSec and make a living, make money, and you can exist entirely within that space and be mostly safe from PvP. So PvP can occur in HiSec, but the security will be on their ass right away, and it's like guaranteed death. I think it's pretty much guaranteed death. I don't think you can get away from it, right? So there are, you know, exceptions like suicide ganking and whatnot, but just for the sake of the argument, let's forget about that, and let's assume that HiSec means you're safe, okay? And you can choose to stay there and play the game happily. But if you want a challenge, and if you want rarer resources and a more unique experience, and you want that risk with higher reward, you go out to low-sec or null-sec, right? And then it's just chaos. It's a free-for-all. It's like, you go in and you just got to assume you're going to be ganked. But if you don't, if you survive and you come out with what you were, you know, aiming to get, whether that's some sort of rare ore or whatever you're doing, I don't know. It's been a while since I've played the game. If you get out with your reward, dude, that's so satisfying. It's because you knew the risk. You knew the risk going in. It's not like you go into low sec and say, it's fine, and then you get ganked and it's like, well, I didn't know I was gonna get ganked. Nah, dude, hello. If you pay attention, you know if you're going into low sec, you're gonna get ganked. So I think that's like almost the perfect system, in my opinion, keeping in mind that we're all different, we all have different tastes and opinions, but I would want that immediate area around the vault to be that's high sec, you know, that's as safe as you can get. You can't build there. You know what, maybe even like, why not build there? You have peaceful towns then. You could say, if you just want to set up a trading town, set up in the area around the vault, and it's like Vault City or something, you know? And people can come there and they know that they're going to be safe and that they can trade. You haven't got, you know, any kind of nefarious scheming plans going on. And then, you know, and that's safe, there's no PvP there, but once you venture out, maybe PvP becomes more likely. Now, how do you police that? I don't know. That's kind of up to Bethesda and how they want to reconcile it with the law. I don't know, like, I'm just spitballing here. I don't even necessarily think this is a good idea and probably wouldn't make law sense, but, like, you could have robots from the vault that are there to provide security for the vault, and they... Listen, I'm essentially trying to make this EVE Online now. I'm aware of this, but I'm just spitballing. Just hear me out. So you have, like, you have vault robot security that's keeping a lockdown on the area immediately around the vault, and they kind of thin out the further you get out. Now, I'm not saying allow PvP and then you're going to get fucked up by security. I'm just saying just have like a blanket security's there so you can't cause trouble, right? And then the further out you go, then of course there's less robots and whatnot to police it, and there's more freedom to... Anyway, that's a bad idea. Don't worry about it. Forget about that. But listen, I'm just... You hear what I'm trying to say, right? So you're safe around the vault, and then you choose to go out, right? And of course, naturally, there's going to be more PvP around rare resources because it's going to be more competitive. Furthermore, let us loot players, you know? But not like the whole body. That'd be stupid. I think that's a little too hardcore. But like, maybe if you kill someone, you get a randomized piece of what they had. So just to wheel back here, the reason I'm saying no full looting of the body is because, listen, there are two ways you could do it. You either say you take everything that they've got, and then they're without it, right? But that directly conflicts with Bethesda's desire to not have progression loss when you die, right? So we can't do that. What's the alternative then? All right, you can loot their entire corpse, but it duplicates. But that's open for exploitation, right? Then you're gonna have friends killing each other so they can duplicate items. That's not a good idea either. So that's why I'm saying, yeah, let us loot, but it's like just like a randomized item. So you're gonna lose something, but you're not gonna lose everything. And then you've got the choice to say, all right, cut my losses, and I'll respawn somewhere else. Maybe you can respawn with your camp, so you can just completely move everything. Pack up shop and move somewhere else where that guy is not. So he can't keep coming back after you, you know, if you don't want to. Or you say, fuck it, I'm gonna go get my shit back. So you go and try and kill him, and you get a random piece from him, and so on and so forth. Is that a perfect system? Yeah, look, maybe not. I'm not a game designer. I'm just spitballing here. Listen. Furthermore, look, if we got PvP the way people are saying they want it, which is like essentially just try and prevent the griefers and no one can have any fun. Look, what if we... I want to be able to form tribes, and I feel like if we're going to be able to have a clan or a faction or whatever, like a formalized thing with ranks, or I don't know if we're going to have ranks, but like, you know, create a name for your faction or whatever, they're probably going to be called tribes, right? Because that's consistent with the lore of Fallout. I want to be able to create tribes, and I want to be able to say, yes, let's go to war with that tribe. Dude, how cool would that be? But like, listen, not like forced war. In that case, I feel like it's appropriate to say you declare war on another tribe and they have to acquiesce. And if they don't acquiesce, then it's like, all right, well, shit out of luck, buddy. You know, I want to be a raider. I want to. Like, if you're going to be a raider and the only pleasure you get out of it is just killing someone, that's actually kind of fucked up, you know? I want to be able to get something from them. The point of raiding is to get resources from them. I think there has to be a way to do that. Again, I'd just like to slip in here that we don't know, and things will change. And I think there are two reasons for Bethesda being very tight-lipped about PvP. One is the way it is. I think people are going to be mad, and maybe they're scrambling to change it. or they just don't know themselves. They're not ready yet. It's 5 months away. They haven't nailed down how PvP is going to work. And I think that's very likely. So we don't know. It's just, I wanted to make this video because I'm seeing so many people just saying like, oh, stop the griefers, stop the griefers. Yeah, right, stop the griefers, but how about actually making PvP fun for everyone instead of just gimping it? to stop, you know, being savaged by people who want to engage in PvP. You know? And you can argue, hey, just have like PvE servers and PvP servers. I don't think that's going to do it because, like I said, I want that PvP. It's just, I don't think it's ever done really well. You know, it's usually just like free-for-all and let the players sort it out. Nah, dude, you got to have systems in place to make it fun. And like make it a little balanced, or not so much. Look, like I said, like an EVE Online, like there's got to be places where it's like, I know going here, I'm at risk of being killed by another player. That's what I want. I want to be able to say, all right, I've come back home, I'm safe, you know, I'm in the vault area. Now let's venture out, let's go on a raid, let's go hunt down some players for resources and whatnot. Let's go to this sought after, highly contested area for rare resources where, look, we're going to be in danger. We might get savaged by other players, but that's part of the fun of it, you know? Do that as the PvP server and then have the PvE server if you just don't want to engage in it at all. I think that, in my opinion, is perhaps the best of both worlds right there. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you completely against PvP in any way, shape, or form? And in that case, would you rather Fallout 76 be just a co-op experience, you know? If they decided, hey, no, PvP is out completely, I think I'd prefer that to, yeah, it's PvP, but you don't get anything out of it and it's pointless. The griefers are still gonna grief, my dog, because they're gonna get the tears. They love them tears. That's what it's all about right there. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. What do you hope to see in PvP in Fallout 76? But for the moment, guys, thank you very much for watching. Taste the game, be excellent to each other, and I'll see you next time. Ricky Summer, out.